Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In the home studio again today. Fun to be able to share some great stuff with you guys. Happy to help your games get better. That's why I do this. It's a lot of fun for me. Last video I talked about controlling a 40-yard shot. We did like a sort of stock one, a low one, and then a high one. I wanted to go more in detail about the stock one and some drills that help you get better at it. I know it's a pain point for a lot of players, so I wanted to give you some really important keys that can help you improve that shot. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple really clear checkpoints that you wanna focus on these shorter wedge shots, okay? So when I'm hitting this 40-yard shot, I mentioned in the first video that I'm picturing there's a piece of string and the club head moving at the same pace, okay? So I'm not adding a lot of wrist, I'm not adding a lot of dynamics with the wrist. Another thing that because we're not doing a powerful swing, we don't really need a ton of lateral shift. Like I don't need a big shift off the ball. I'm looking to stay relatively centered on these shots because the key on these is, can I hit it really solid, okay? So things that cause issues with contact is if I'm moving too far off the ball, if I'm using my wrist too much, if my pressure's changing and falling back through the shot. Those are some sort of areas that I see players struggle with. So with this one, we're looking at, as I turn back, my pressure stays a little bit on my front foot. It's not really shifting much, but I'm really using my body to bring that club back. You can see how calm my trail arm looks. Okay, it's not really changing. And then the club face is not really changing. I'm keeping that face in relatively the same spot. You can see my trail wrist here and my trail wrist when I go back, they're about in the same position, okay? So when I'm hitting these, I'll hit a couple. I'm staying as calm as I can. From a wrist standpoint, this is a pretty good one. Spin a little down the hill. And I'm from a pass standpoint, I think sort of +2 to -2 is the range I look for. From an attack angle, sort of 4 down to 8 down is the range I'm looking at. So I'll hit another one with the same thing. I'm just gonna add a little even more pivot in this one. We'll see if that adjusts the path a little bit. So it's a little low, sort of drawing kind of wedge shot. I think that's the easiest wedge shot to hit. And we should see that path be, it's a little bit more from the inside, okay, a little bit steeper. And you can see when I'm hitting these how calm I look, right? So there's no big burst of energy. My trail arm is staying relatively consistent. An awesome drill is if I put my hand on my stomach and I wind back, my hand and the club head almost are in the same direction at this point, versus a lot of people that struggle on this shot, when they do that takeaway, the club's moved a lot and their body has sort of stayed frozen here. So don't be afraid to use your pivot a little bit. And if I'm adding like one small thing to this, would be in the finish. If you sort of watch how I'm coming through in this finish, I'm letting myself, as I'm hitting it, I'm also getting taller, okay? Some players in this, if they struggle with contact, you see them sort of want to drop as they're hitting it, trying to get the contact. If we're using the pivot and the wrists are calm and the pressure's a little forward, I should get contact, and then I can just sort of stand up through impact. See if this one spins a little. So really easy checkpoints. I wanted to give you guys a little bit more detail on what I'm trying to do. And then from an impact point, I'm trying to hit it sort of on the bottom part of the face on this. That's why if my arc is a little wider, it seems to be a little easier to hit it on that. If I'm standing up a little bit, a little easier to hit it there. As long as I have that attack angle, I can start to feel like I'm coming up, help me get that nice strike on the face, help you control those wedges a little bit more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope this helps you. Hope this helps you get your game to the next level.